Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. Of course, I hope you already have an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Yanni and I'm doing this DIY channel together with, of course, Diane. And Diane and I will keep it short. We keep it short. If you liked our content, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It would help our channel a lot to grow, so I hope you will. If you want to see more DIYs of Diane and me and other DIYs, come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channel, so go check it out. For now, let's jump into our DIY today and let's see what the inspiration will be. And for this DIY, we are going to use a couple of our tumbling tile blocks, of course. What would we do without them? Some scissors, some brushes, some glue sticks if you're using your glue gun. Most of the time I'm using my wood glue because my projects stays better. So, and of course some paint at your choice, or maybe some wax. You can choose anything you like. What we're going to make in this DIY, we are going to make a couple of dies. If I am correctly, here in the Netherlands we call it dobbelstenen. It's a much different word than you call it die, so dobbelstenen. You have to try it out. Go to find it on Google and you will hear how it exactly is written. So for now, of course, this is what we need. And you see already I took away with my old piece of kitchen towel. I did wipe away the glue we don't need. Of course it has to be lightly wet or else the glue is very hard to get off. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make our dies, but of course you see already I have 6 pieces of 3 and that is not right because now we're never going to get a square. So I should have done 2 pieces of 3. I should have done, of course, with 4 blocks instead of 3 blocks. So I take one block like this and I'm going to get 1 block longer. That's what I mean. I already make the mistakes for you. It's easier than you have to make them. And I'm going to do this one. Only need 2 of the 6 need with 4. And we're going to glue this one also on top of here. And now we really can make our own little square. So what are we going to do? We're going to lay the pieces of 4. We're going to do them over here. And of course, a lot of you will think, that is, Yanni, this is not going to be a square. And yet you are correctly, it's not totally a square. It's almost a square. But if I'm not going to do it this way, I have to saw a lot of our blocks. And I don't know if everyone has a saw by hand. So I'm going to do it this way. But of course, if you want to have it really a square, then you have to make it a little bit difficult and then you have to make saw halves of your blocks. But I'm going to do it this way and I'm going to try that it even looks like a square. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side. I'm going to place it down and I'm going to do also on this side. And I'm going to do it on this side, only with 2 of our blocks. And we're going to place it down like this. We're going to glue this one over here and this one over here. And we're going to place this one against it. And just find a little bit your way in how to get it as smooth as you can, because we don't want openings. And just work a little bit with it and let it dry in for a couple of minutes and then go work with it again, because or else you make one big mess. And sometimes it's better to let it dry in for a little minute and then work away with it again. But I think he's almost almost glue right together. You see our little box is already dried in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue over here on the side, but on the inside of the opening, so like here. So if there's some glue coming out, of course I hope it's coming out on the inside and not on the outside. So I'm going to place it on top of here and make sure that I have it in a nice straight line like this, and I'm squeeze it a little like this. And I'm going to let this dry also. So this is drying. Now we have the last of 4. And of course we are going to turn it over and place it on top. But I'm going to go to try not to glue it, because I want to use it as, you can use it also as a little box where you can do some little things in. So it has to be a little bit different. Of course, also the outside will be a little bit different than you probably normally will use to. So I'm going to place this one on here. I'm going to do some glue. And then I hope I can get it totally in the middle, because that's really important that we get it really in the middle. I show it to you in a moment. And I'm going to have to look for that I have it in a straight line, but exactly in the middle of our 4-piece. And like that, of course, you can take a ruler and measure out and just keep it as on the side, so you are sure that it is inside. I think I have it in the middle, so you see. Of course, I do it this way, and I'm going to let this dry, and if I'm correctly, I'm going to turn it over, then he can exactly fitting inside of here, but I show you that in a minute. So we let this dry also, and in the meantime, I'm going to make a second dice, but of course a little bit faster. You see, both of them are finished and almost dried up. I'm going to turn it over, and you see, if everything is correctly, I hope he will fit inside, and he does. This is how he's looking like. Of course, like I told you, it's not totally a square, but we are going to make it like, like a square. And like I said, you can do it any way you like. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give this some paint color, and I'm going to go think for the lighter creamy color, and then we're going to go to my computer and I'm going to make some prints. Of course, I'm also going to do the inside of our little box, and I do it this, but you can do also the inside maybe with some wax or something else, and so you can use later on, you still can use this kind of little boxes, and you can also decorate them on your table or in your tea tray. You can do anything with it, and of course I'm going to do a fall print on it, but you can do it of course for the 4th of July, you can do it for the Easter season, you can do it for any season, for the Christmas season which is coming. You can leave them open and lay this beside and just do some greenery inside, just make it a nice little planter box. You can do anything with this kind of cute little boxes, but like I said, I'm going to try to let it look like a dice, a couple of dice. If I'm correct, it sounds for me very strange, because we have such a different word for it. So, of course, I'm going to finish it off, but a little bit faster. You see already both of our little boxes, containers, at least it will have to look mine like a couple of dice. And you see how easy is this just to make, and it's so simple. I'm going to take you now along to my computer, and we are going to make some prints for the outside. I hope you like what I make. And this is how my prints turned out. Of course, you see it, some pieces you see backwards, but it is of course from 1 until 6, because we have 6 pieces in our dice. I'm going to cut them out, all of them, because we have 2 little boxes, and then we're going to Mod Podge it on top. And you see already on my table, I printed out all my pieces I will use on my box. What I'm going to do, you're just going to look for which print you like the most on the top, on the bottom. And if I am correctly, always the numbers has to be, 6 has to be in the comparison with 1, 5 with 2 and a 3 with the 4, if I am correctly. So it's every time is when you look at them on one side and the other side, it has to be 7 in total, if I'm correct. I hope I am I am correct, but of course you can place them anywhere you like. I'm going to Mod Podge them. I'm going to go for the 3 on the top on this one, and I'm going to go then of course for the underside. I'm going for the 4, and then I'm going to do here 5, here 2, here 1, and here 6. So I'm going to Mod Podge. It is very easy. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take my print. I'm going to take a piece of kitchen towel like this, lay it upside down, do some Mod Podge on top. If you want to use this print also, you can find it in our free printables. You always find the link for our free printables down below in our description box. So if you want to use them, go ahead for the fall season. Of course, I'm going to place it on top of here, and we're going to try to get it in the middle like this. Always try to get it in the best way you can. I have to look if I have it on the right measurement, of course. And you see, he is already on top. Now I'm going to do the bottom will be the 4, and I would do it a little bit faster, or else you had to wait very long. And you see already I have all prints on all sides of our dies, and of course in a moment you see a quick impression how our little dice containers turned out. And here you see a little quick impression of our tumbling tile blocks, and like we call here in the Netherlands, dobbelstenen. But of course they look a lot like boxes, so you can use them for any purpose at all. In a moment you see them a little bit closer. Just popping in to say that this video is also part of a beautiful get-together which is hosted by 3 beautiful ladies. They are Shantell from Crafty Hints, Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, and Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. Of course, this get-together is called Fall DIY. So here you will find lots and lots of beautiful fall inspiration. So if you like this, of course, come on over to the description box. There you find the link for the playlist with tons and tons of beautiful creators which are making a lot of fall inspiration for you. And of course, I will place also the link for the 3 beautiful ladies down below. So go check them out. You won't be sorry. They have an amazing variety of beautiful DIYs, so go check it out. And for now, of course, we are go further with the rest of the DIYs.
Hey, Diane here, ready for a new DIY with some Jenga blocks. Let's open up a new package. For the ones who are recently joining our channel, this is a package that costs €3, and then you get 60 of those Jenga blocks. And we, Jenny and I, buy them at the Action. That is a shop similar to Dollar Tree, but then here in the Netherlands. And I warn you, might happen to other Jenga or tumbling tower block packages as well. There is one with these printed letters upon it. Now for this DIY, it isn't a big deal because you're going to see it if you're misplacing it in some kind of your DIY. But sometimes you get, for example, a lantern or a tower, and then make sure that you put them away in a part where you can't see it, for example the bottom, because once you you keep it in and you are starting painting, they might not go away. Good. For today, I have a new DIY for you. We're going to make something for the fall season, and that will be 2 pumpkins. I think I'll make one white and also one orange. And we're going to do that with Jenga blocks. I'm going to build the shape, and we also need glue. I have wood glue, and I also have the hot glue gun here. This one here comes from Lidl. Really, this thing was about 15 euros or something. And yeah, the only thing is that they have really small cartridges for the glue, but they last long. You can charge them via this USB-C port here, and you can also use them with the cord if you're run out of power from your battery. Good. I bought it myself. This is a non-sponsoring thing, but I'm really enthusiastic about it because you're free to go with your cordless glue gun. And before I had an action glue gun that had a cord, but yeah, was sometimes then your cord was too short or it was in the way, and you don't get it with this one. And this thing also has a lamp so you can better see what you're gluing. As I said, I wanted to make a pumpkin, and therefore we're going to build the shape. I'm going to figure out in my head how I want to have it, and then we can go start building it together. Okay, well, the shape of a pumpkin is a little bit more round, and then it becomes shorter on the top. Well, I think I can manage that with those blocks here. Let's remove a little big dot of glue that was on the crafting mat. And by the way, if you need a bin, I always reuse the package from the Jenga blocks as a bin. Okay, I'm going to build one, and I also have smaller blocks which I've been using for a previous DIY, because here is a normal block, just use two, or just saw them in the center, and then you get this block. So I have several smaller ones that I wanted to keep. You can easily make new ones if you have a saw. It also works with a figure saw. I'm going to build a pumpkin, and therefore we also need those small ones, because then we can make more organic shapes. Because personally, I find these Jenga blocks pretty huge, and yeah, sometimes they're hard to work with. Okay, so I'm going to start with 2 at the bottom. Then I make 1 small piece and 2 larger ones. Now I'm going to build with 3 larger ones. And guess what? Now I use a small block and 3 larger ones. I think that will be something like this. Figure it out yourself. Yeah, the crafting mat is a little bit wobbly. That might get away if you use a blow dryer or something to make it warm, and then it will be flat again. But it was stored, and I think something heavily laid on this part of the mat, so it gets a little bit more like waves. And now we're going to use 4 big blocks. And I think then we're almost at the widest point, or shall we do 1 extra? Let's see how that looks. So 1 in the center. I'll try to keep this line as the center. And now 4 of these blocks. I think then we're there. And now we can build it back again. So let's start with 4 of these. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that will do. I think just use 1 and then 3 again. 1, 2, 3. This is going to look cool. Then we need 3 normal ones. I think then we're almost there, because we also want to have that small thing on top. Yeah, 2 of these, and then 1 last one to finish it off. And you can use a small block or a large block, whatever you like. I think a smaller one looks cuter, but we'll see, because I want to make some decoration on top, so we might need a larger one as well. And we're going to glue that, but before that I need a flat surface mat. So yeah, I think I'll try to keep this one as a shape, and I'm going to rebuild it with other blocks, so I know where to place them, because yeah, I wanted to make sure that these and these are in the exact same place on both of those pumpkins, because you're going to place them together, and then you will need the same shapes, or at least I think that looks satisfying, so I'll try to keep that in mind while crafting. I'm going to prepare a new crafting mat, because I always have 2. Sometimes I have really large objects and I want them to dry both at the same time, especially here with that wood glue. You will need some drying time. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll be back soon with an extra crafting mat, and now we can start building the pumpkin just as I did like this. Let me turn this one on. Yeah, here you see the light. I don't have to place the glue gun like that because then it looks nasty for you. So try to keep it like this. This one turns green and then it says it has the good working temperature, but my experience is, here it is, just leave it on a little bit longer. I'm going to use the hot glue gun to glue these joints. So I'm going to build, layer by layer. And I'm going to use a hot glue gun to glue these joints. And the wood glue will be for gluing these parts. So the vertical or the horizontal ones. And the hot glue gun will be for the vertical joints because, you don't need those wood glue everywhere. That wood glue everywhere in this DIY. Good. Enough talking. I'm going to use the next shot only for the gluing. So hopefully you have a satisfying view of how I built this thing with the glue gun and with the wood glue. Okay, the first layer of glue is there. Now let me remove here and there comes some hot glue peeping through because I've been using, as always, too much glue. Try to get rid of that. If you have spider webs, remove them as well. Up here a little bit more. Just love to use my nail on this kind of job. Okay, I think we have it for now. Why was I using hot glue up here? Because it works pretty quick and yeah, it's just easy to use as well. Okay, now push it a little bit upwards or might be turning it over. Let me see, is it still covered? Yeah. I think it is. But do I have a center point? No, I don't. Okay, never mind. Turn it back like that. What I'm trying to do is push this up as much as I can. Oh, there's still some glue up here. I'm going to remove that as well because that doesn't make the crafting mat flatter. And we really want to have a flat surface because we want those blocks to lay down flat. Here's some more. Yes, all part of the preparation. Okay, good to go. Now, grab your wood glue. And what I'm trying to do, yeah, I had a solution for this, but that's not a good idea right now. Let me try to see if this works. Just pushing them all upwards like this. And the good thing with wood glue is that you can still move your objects around. Okay, leaving this one flat here. And now I'm going to make lines here, wait a few minutes, and then flatten out everything and then push it together. Because, yeah, I think it is better to leave this glue drying for a few seconds or minutes maybe, and then push everything together. I made a tiny mistake there. I put glue also on these parts that shouldn't be, because then you could have seen the wood glue still there. So I scraped a little bit of the package of the wooden sticks or blocks and tried to scrape off the excess glue. Now you might see here and there it isn't perfect. I think that's because of the sawing off these blocks. That isn't perfect either. And oops, sometimes there is a big gap here, for example. Yeah, well, that is what it is. Can't do anything about it anymore. Okay, leave this to dry. Here you can, oh no, I'm not going to show you. This thing is flexible. I might ruin the whole design. Let me check if it's on the central line here, because we can still move around a little bit if necessary. But I think I'm pretty happy with it as it is. I'm leaving this to dry, and then yeah, I'll be back. Well, it's about 2 hours later. Yeah, 1 hour and 45 minutes later. And here we have the two pumpkin bases. Yeah, I think they look cute. And I'm going to spray paint them black first, because when I need to paint afterwards, I think that the color will be better, because this is pretty dry wood. And yeah, you can just put beeswax upon it, but I want some more color. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it outside. I don't know if I can film it. I'll try to, but yeah, if I'll be back in the next shot with only 2 of these black wooden pieces, then you know I wasn't able to film, because there's a pretty hard wind outside today. So I gotta be a little bit careful. I hope to see you back soon. Hey, I'm back with 2 black pumpkins. Now, let me put this one away, because I want to paint the first one, and therefore I have these acrylic paints, because I want to make orange. I have a small brush that will be perfect for mixing, and a bigger brush to apply the paint. For the other pumpkin, I have just plain white paint. We'll paint it as the second one. First going to start making the orange. Therefore I just have a cup, but you can just also use a plate or anything like that. That will do as well. Tiny little bit of orange hopefully will do. Or red, I mean. Can always add some more. Just use a tiny little bit. Some more yellow. Oh. Some old paint parts. Just throw it away. There will be some more yellow, then red. Wipe that off. These paint, by the way, also comes from Action. So now we're going to mix. Yeah, and I always add too much red, so hopefully I now did a good job for once. Always think, no, it has to be the same amount of red then you have the amount of yellow, but with this paint that won't work. Now, I think we have some nice color here. Maybe need some extra, but then we can mix that up. Now I'm going to paint the front side, so not the side parts, only the front side of it. Hopefully we'll have enough, otherwise I'll just make some extra if necessary. The white pumpkin is ready. Yeah, well, it's upside down. This is the bottom section. The orange one is still drying because it needed an extra layer of paint, because the coverage of this stuff is way much better than the orange paint I used, or actually the yellow and the red one that I used to make orange. So I'm going to demonstrate how I want to decorate this one further, and then the orange one I will make the same or almost the same. Well, let's start with a leftover small block that I still have. I'm going to put some hot glue upon it. Actually, a lot of hot glue. And then I'd like to place it in the center on the top section. Now hold it for a few seconds until the glue's dry. This thing can be turned off. And that will be the bottom or the top section of our pumpkin. Now, we wanted to make it look like wood, so that is why I have beeswax and my bag of beeswax brushes. Let me grab the perfect one for this job. Yeah, I'll pick the smallest one because we need to work pretty precise. Glue gun is done for now. Let's open up the jar. Oh, put that on the crafting mat because this is nasty stuff and you don't want to get it in your furniture. Now let me dab in for a couple of times, and I like to use the lid to dab off the excess beeswax. Now let me show you how it transforms using beeswax. I make circles so it really grabs everything of the wood in less effort. I also do the sides and then let this dry. I think it looks much more farmhouse proof right now. What do you think? Well, I'm going to do the rest and also for the orange one, and then I'll be back to decorate these things. Here is the white pumpkin, all dry and well. Now I want to decorate the top section, and therefore I have several leaves and also ribbon. I think it will look classy on this one and also on the orange one. Now these are, I don't know where they are from because I have them for such a long time, and they come in big branches. As you can see here, they are together on two, and you can perfectly just cut those middle parts off, and then you have leaves like this. You can do this, for example, but if you don't like that, you can also just completely cut off the branch, and then you have this. Oh, there's an annoying fly here, which I personally like the most this way. This you can just throw it away, and then you can play with how you want it to have. And you can also play with the colors because I have several colors. Let me cut off the green one, and I will show you that it looks perfectly well with these big red one, like this. Doesn't that look cute? You can also add the sheer orange one, or red one actually, and I'd like to put the smallest leaf always on top. So then you get this. And this is just an option how you can do it, but I like that a lot. Now I always pinch them in the center together, and that goes well with the hot glue gun. So let me show you. Put this one away. It was already warmed up. I'm going to, here you see the center, add a dot of glue. And then I'm putting in the orange one, and on top of that goes the green one. And by doing that, you can stack them together like so. Hold for a few seconds and then remove those annoying spider webs. When you're done stacking them on top, I suggest putting it here, or maybe here, a little bit more to the side so you can see the stake on top a little bit better. Now here's a big piece, and I'm going to glue it down to that, and I think this will be it. Oops. So hold and let go when the glue is dry, and then this is what you get. I think it looks perfect for fall. What do you think? I just like to stack the leaves for the other pumpkin. So I choose a different color combination, not the sheer orange one, because I think it don't go well together. But I use the big leaf, then I use green, and then I have a dark red which goes to brown orange color. You can also just put it towards that way instead of making a round circle like that. This one goes off. And here are some spider webs which we can throw away in the bin. And this is what we've got then. I still have to wait a few minutes until the orange pumpkin is dry, but then I can apply the leaves upon it. Well, this thing is almost done. I have the ribbon, but I have another idea. Twine. What we're going to do, oops, there is a knot in here. just get some of the twine and, well, let's see, 3, 4, wrap it around 5 times or something. Make 5 big loops. Is this enough? Well, I don't think so. Just redo it. We need longer loops. Something equal like this. 3, 4, no, longer. That is 3, 4, 5. Let's, oh, I have the wrong scissor at hand. Yeah, there we go. Now, we'll cut it open. Let's see, around here. If that will do. Then we have, in this case, 5 pieces of twine. Now I'd like to make a bow, and now I forgot how I need to make a bow. I'm just going to knot it as a bow. Need to refigure it out for myself. This is weird, I just forgot how it works. And then we're going to glue that in the center. Here is the detail of the bow. And I put it in the center of where the leaves are. I'm showing you from this angle so you can see better how it looks, because when I'm filming on top, the resolution of the camera drops a little bit, and this is a more fine resolution, or higher resolution, sorry. So you hopefully can see better what I did. And here you see the cute little bow on the orange pumpkin. This is how the orange pumpkin looks, together with the white one, which we have here. Just rearrange the bow a little bit so you can see the wooden stick on top of the pumpkin a little bit better. Let me zoom out. Yep, there we are. And this is how they look together. Of course, I will show you in a daylight setting how they look, because it's pretty late in the evening already. And I will show you tomorrow morning in the broad daylight how it looks. And here's the final reveal of also the orange pumpkin. Let us know which color you like the most. And hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Here you see the bow, and also the bow on the orange one. And we hope you had fun.
And you see here, this is what we need for this DIY. We need a couple of tumbler towel blocks, your glue gun if you're going to use it, your glue sticks, some brushes, some Mod Podge, and I use most of the time, like I always say, my wood glue, some scissors and some paint at your choice. And what we're going to make 2 cute little signs on the stand. So of course you can use them anywhere in your decor, not anyway, but also anywhere in your decor. So we're going to build our sign from the bottom up. So we're going to do first our stand, and this will be on top of each other like this. And we do again another one, also the same, and a one on top like this. Just place them aside, squeeze them like this, and I'm going to go, of course, I'm going to do some glue on the sides. And now I'm going to place it down and place them against each other like this, and make a nice little feet of your sign. And again, we're going to let this dry. We're going to go for 2 blocks again, and we do some glue again in the middle. We're going to place one on top and squeeze it and press it in like this. And we're also going to let this dry. Now we're going to go for 4 blocks, and we only need 3 blocks with some glue, and this is number 2 and this is number 3. And again, number 4 will be the closure up like this. Squeeze it and press it together like this, and we're going to make sure that we have a straight line. We're getting an old piece of kitchen towel and we're going to go over the glue. What we don't need, of course, we wipe it away like this. Clean up your placemat, of course. And I'm going to clean this up and the glue on this side. And now we only need 2 loose blocks because we are going to do, we placed it straight up. We're going to do some glue on this side and we're going to place our block in the middle over here this way, and we're going to try to get it fitting and in the middle. Of course, I have to look if I have it in the middle like this. And I'm going to do some glue on the top. Very easy, just a little bit in the middle. And we're going to place this one on top and of course also in the middle. I have to look that I have it in the middle and this way. And now we're going to let all the 3 pieces dry in for a couple of minutes. Of course, our 3 pieces are drying right now. And what I'm going to do, because I want to have also a second one, I'm going to make a second sign also, but I do it a little bit faster. And you see our pieces are dried in and I'm not going to glue them together. First I'm going to give them a coat. I'm using a little bit of the sand color for my paint, but you can choose any color you like. So I'm going to start with the bottom and all pieces I'm going to do separately this time. So of course I'm going to do it a little bit faster than this because or else it takes much of your time. You see here already our pieces of our sign are dried up. I'm going to place them beside because I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to make a cute little print for on top of our little sign. So I hope you enjoy this print. If you want to use it also, go ahead, go to our free printables link in our description box and there you find under the piece of fall you also find this print. So of course I hope you enjoy it. And here you see how the print turned out. Of course, I always do 2 pieces and I know you see it backwards. Don't worry, that's just my telephone. It is really standing okay. Standing okay. Of course, I'm going to cut it out with my scissors and then we're going to Mod Podge it. So this cut out all the 4 because I'm going to use also the second one for the back side. So if you have it on a tray, and you also can do, of course, you don't have to do the stand under it. You also can do just the print on top of here and just place it in the tier tray or something else. That's why I'm going to do the back side and the front side, both of them with the print. So if you have it on a tray, it looks on every side which way you're turning your tier tray around. So I'm going to go for both of the sides. So I'm going to get my Mod Podge and a piece of kitchen towel and I'm going to place it beside because most of the time I'm going to get my print on here. I'm just going to lay it down and get some Mod Podge and do some Mod Podge. So everyone does Mod Podging his own way. So go ahead, do whatever you think is right for you because I'm not the greatest in Mod Podge. One time it goes fine, the other time it does a wrinkle. But what did help me is using bigger paper. That was really a better thing for me. Like this. And we're just going to look for if we have it on the right in the middle. And I'm really happy how this is already turning into a nice little piece you can just place in your tray. I always love making tier trays. So I always love making this kind of little cute signs. I'm always so happy about this. I don't know why. It's just something for me. Maybe there are more people so crazy as me who like little signs. So I'm going to do the back side also. I place it this way, and I'm going to do this one, and the other one I will do a little bit faster, because or else you will be very bored hearing me talking all the time. So I'm going to go this side, and now I'm going to place this one, of course, also over here, and place it in the middle. And try not to get the Mod Podge on front, but if you like a little bit more of a shiny look, it is also fine to then go, when everything is dried up, go over it with a little a thin layer of Mod Podge. But I like the more of the matte finish, so I'm going to do it this way. And if you have your tier tray in the kitchen which is something some water, then you have to coat it. Of course, there is some Mod Podge which is water resistant, so then you have to use a little layer over there. So, but I think they turned out very cute. I'm going to do the second one. So the little signs are finished. Like I said, you can use it this way, but of course I'm going to do it with the stand. So I'm going to do some wood glue on this side, on the inside of the little block, and I'm going to place it in the middle of this one. And I'm going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. I'm going to do with this one the same. A little glue in the middle. And I'm going to let it dry in also this one. Just place it on top and just let it dry. So I did let it dry in for a couple of minutes. Now I'm doing a little dot of glue on the top over here and on this one, a little in the middle. And I'm going to wait a couple of seconds, then I'm going to place my little cute signs on top, and you will see that in the end review. And here you see a quick impression of our tumbling tile blocks, cute and little fall signs. And I'm so happy how both of them turned out. Of course, if you did this DIY with us, you also have now 3 beautiful fall DIYs for in your own home with your own twist on it. And of course, if you only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching. And if you're not subscribed to the my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. It would help our channel a lot to grow, and it doesn't cost you anything. Do you want to see more seasonal DIYs and daily DIYs? Come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. So go ahead, check it out. For now, we wish you all an amazing day. See you next time. Bye.